All right. Welcome to this live session here with your host, Dre Day FX. So, as we do every weekdays of the week, we're looking at the live market here in regards to the indices and the Forex pairs. So, we're looking at US 30, S&P 500, and NASDAQ. And for the Forex pairs, we're looking at Euro USD, SSP, GBP USD, and Euro GBP. So let's get it started here. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We're increasing really great here for the last month. So thank you so much for the support. And as you don't know, I do that every weekdays. Thank you. Every weekdays from Monday to Friday here. So today is Thursday, the 21st. So we had some news here at 8:30, and if you all notice, the indices went down, started to go down since the end of the New York session. So in the afternoon yesterday, it started to fall. So at around 2:15 in the afternoon, the price started to go down. And like I told you guys, is that we're closing out the yearly candle, right? So it has to retrace and then consolidate. So that's exactly what it's doing right now. So the yearly candle is consolidating and closing out. So so we're looking at the US 30 right now. Hey, Leon, hope you have a great day. So let's look at the US 30. Okay, so as I predicted and as we were looking overall, I told you that I think at the beginning of the week or at the end of last week, I was expecting to have the price going down and then consolidate. So that's exactly the move that it did. And now it's retracing up, but I'm looking to go short for the rest of the year of 2024 for the indices. Okay, so if we go on the let's see here, we're gonna go on the weekly chart. Boom, boom, and let's look at what is happening right now. Okay, so this is a weekly chart. So how many weeks do we have in a year? 50 some weeks, right? 52 weeks, right? So let me go back on the start of the year. So we're going to put a vertical line when the year started. So that's 2003, 2023. So perfect. October, September, October, 22, 22nd, August. There we go. December, January. Boom. Okay. So this is the yearly. This is what happened in the year. Okay. So this is this week's candle. Okay. So it's starting to do a doji. Okay. So after an impulsion here since October, what I told you in October, we started to go bullish. So we're supposed to look at bullish movement here from October until now. So US 30, we're only looking to go long, and 99% of the longs were winners. Okay, so now it's starting to exhaust. So what I'm expecting here for the next year is that it needs to go back to that region here. So the low of for that year was here, and the second low was right here. And as you could see, it did an engulfing. This is basically an intentional order block. Okay, so this is an actual zone that you're supposed to look at, because after that there was no bearish candle for the last month, 2 months and a half. So price needs to retrace and retest this region, because there's a lot of liquidity on the yearly, on the basically on the yearly chart, that needs to be filled, and that needs to be taken out, and they need to go back from that to that region. So that's why I'm expecting for the next at least 6 months that the price needs to go in that direction. And if that's the case and it goes past that direction, the second point of interest will be this region right here. That will be the low of 2022 of last year. And then if it goes past that, it could go to that region here. So that will be basically near the pandemic pricing. Okay, when it crashed at the pandemic. Okay, so first region here of interest will be here, and then after that we're gonna take out previous lows. Okay, so first will be here, second will be here, then third will be here. Okay, so the third will be pandemic zones. Okay, so if it does that, at least from here to here for the next year, it will be considered as a recession. Okay, so that will be basically a market crash, because as you could see, it's starting to doing an M, and it took out the previous highs here. Okay, so I'm not expecting any bullish move after this candle close. So I'm expecting to go short for at least the next 2 or 3 weeks, going down, and that will confirm that it wants to go to that region. Okay. So Nasdaq sell signal 1 hour yesterday. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was talking about, Leon. Is that everything was going down? All the indices went down yesterday in the afternoon. So if we go on the 1 hour chart, boom, boom, 1 hour, you had a sell right here. You had a sell signal right here. Okay. Now it's going up, but that's exactly what I was expecting the price to do, to go short. But you had nothing on the 15, but on the 1 hour, you had a sell signal that came in. All right. So was that clear here in regards to the overall market here in the indices? Basically, what I was talking about last week. Because right now, what we're doing is micro. It's micro trading that you're doing. Micro trading means that you're looking at the smallest time frame to take a position. So basically, you're scalping, even though you're thinking you think that you're swing trading for a few days. You're only scalping the market, because actually swing trading, you would need to swing trade off of the weekly and the monthly chart. and it's really the same principle as a lower time frame chart. You just have to know exactly what you need to look at, and that's exactly what I taught you guys in October. I said it's bullish since October. Why? Because if you go on the weekly chart in October, there was an engulfing candle on that previous week of October that was rated, and since then it was going up. No bullish candle on the weekly chart. So all buys. So that means that you were only looking for buys. So that's why you need to look. Make sure to start with your weekly chart to see exactly how the previous weekly candle closed, how it closed, and then you look at your COT, and if it aligns with your COT, you're good to go. All right. So let's look at the setups that we had at London. Let's see here. We had a sell here in on US Euro USD, but it retraced, and then same thing for GU. Went short and then started to retrace. Like I was for the indices, same thing. It was going short. Let me change the time for this chart. So like I said, October, I'm just gonna zoom in. This is October. That's off of the weekly chart, guys. So October, that was October 23rd. And then on basically at Halloween week until now, we were bullish. So only looking for buys. Okay. So let me change that to the 15-minute. Boom. And I'm just gonna zoom out. All right. All right. So we did have a sell signal here on SSP 500. Sorry, US 30 at New York. Yeah, New York session, we had a sell. So right at the start of New York session, we were expecting to go short, and that's exactly what it did. All right, so that's a winner. Let's look at SSP 500. We had a buy setup that went to TP3 and then started to crash down. Buy Euro GBP. I'm going to look at it after. So same thing. And let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, beside the Tuesday buy signals here, we didn't have any signals. Okay. And we had a signal here at the news event here this morning. So unemployment claim was positive, so that's why it started to move the market going up. So that was the good news here for that. But we had a few bad news here off of news. I'm just gonna pull it up after, but let's look at Euro GBP signal that just came in. So we have a buy signal here that just came in at 9:30. So at 9:30 we have a buy signal, and it just did another buy signal here. So should be a good setup. Overall bullish here for Euro GBP for the week. So all buys here since Monday, basically. No, Tuesday we had a sell sub, and then afterwards going long. Especially here, that was news, and then after that you had a few setups here going up. So that's perfect. So let's look at the news event from this morning here. We had unemployment claim. So the forecast was 214K compared to 203K from last month. So they were expecting to have higher unemployment claim for this month, basically last month in November, but we only had 205K. So that was good news compared to the forecast. So that was a positive for the market. Then you had the final GBT price index. We were expecting 3.6% from the previous forecast of 3.6, but we had 3.3. So that was negative news. Okay, and then you have the Fed manufacturing index. We're expecting minus 3.3 from the minus 5.9 from the previous month report, but we had minus 10.5. So that was negative. All right. So make sure always to look at the news. And if you're not able to trade news off of the broker that you're using, if it's a prop firm or a regular broker, make sure to trade accordingly. So I'm not expecting like a big moves here from now until the end of our session. So it's more or less a Q&A session, and we're just going to look to see how the market will react. And remember, tomorrow there's a lot of news, especially we have the retail sales for GBP, and we have some US news at 8:30. So core PC price index, and we have revised consumer sentiment. So at 10. So we're expecting to have some movement here in the market. So basically, based off of those news, I'm expecting to have the price to go even lower. So it shouldn't have any more or less. It will be overall some negative news here, but we'll wait and see how everything goes tomorrow. So as always, I'm eating my fruits. So don't mind me. So, Leon, how's everything so far in regards to your trading for this week? Let me know. I know you were in some DAX trade, and were you on DAX trades, or you were only looking at DAX and Nasdaq? So that was your only two focuses here for trading, based off of what we discussed yesterday. So let me know. I'm eating popcorn plus a limit on the. All right, that's great. That is great. So me, it's pineapple with strawberries. So not raspberries. Sorry. But how was your trading so far? Did you have any position that closed, or it's a chill week so far? And remember, you don't need to take a position every day, right? Make sure that you take quality trades overall, and that way you minimize your risk. That's what it's really important here. All right. Oh, that's GBP. No, the choice. GBP wasn't that high. Okay. This one does this one. G. All right, so we have 4 minutes before the top of the hour. So far, let's see. So still some bullish movement here. So seriously, for now, with that move here, I wouldn't trade the indices here at all for the rest of the week because we had some news this morning. Plus, we're gonna have some news tomorrow. So uh, for sure, they're gonna try to do some some fake move here to trap people. So make sure to trade accordingly. All right. So other than the Euro GBP signal that came in recently, there's really nothing else to look at. Euro GBP sell. Oh, sorry, that's too far. So Euro GBP buy. So I do have some automation running in the background to test out. So you see those few signals here, but still here to start to improve the system. So we may have some updates in regards to the Renko switchage to have a more precise signal here off of the Swissage. So I'll take the time here for the last couple of weeks, starting January, to get that updated. But like I said, uh, if you have anyone that wants to have access to the indicator here starting next month, I will open the access to a few people that wants to have access to it. Like I said, it's not going to be cheap, but we will get more people to play with it and make some profit here overall. And it's a really good tool to understand the market, and it's really simple to understand overall. And that's what I want to make sure that everyone can do, is really to have a simplest way to understand the market and not to have any type of confusion and complication here on how to trade. So this is a buy Nasdaq. So we have a buy on Nasdaq. So we have another buy that just came in here for Nasdaq. That's off of the 15-minute. Yeah. So like I was saying here is that yeah, I'm gonna get access here to a few people. I don't know how many people I will allow to have the indicator, because like I said, this is the way that I trade, and I don't want to have it saturated here. But I'm really here to help people to increase their knowledge of trading, and it's a good tool here to complement your own personal strategy. If you have a trading plan or anything like that, that will help you out tremendously. So you could trade it with the signals here, or you could trade it off of the Renko switches. So basically, you have basically two options. So I'll give you an example. So let's pull up Nasdaq. So right now you have the buy and sell signals here off of Nasdaq. Okay. But if you don't want to take the signals and you only want to trade off of the Renkos and trade it with the way that you trade, you just have to remove the signals by removing the sessions. So it's going to remove all of the signals in the background, as you can see. And then you can activate the Renko bar filter in the back. They'll tell you exactly where we're at in the market, if it's a buy or sell. And as you can see, boom, it's really simple to understand. If it's a color green, that means that it's bullish. If it's a color red, that means that's bearish movement. Okay, so you can have that in the background on top of the candlesticks, and you trade. You could, if you trade the ICT or you're trading another type of market or technical analysis here, you know exactly where you're going. Okay, and you can play with the moving averages here that you have right here. Okay, and the EMA time frame, that's the highest. Basically, you have three EMAs. So you have those two and the third one. So this one is to that's a trend filter, and this one, those two, is crosses. Okay, so basically you have the this one that is the 13, and you have the 3 and the 5, the 3 and the 13 for the crosses moving averages. All right. So that's pretty much it. So let me put it back the way it was. So we're going to put the filter here in regards to the NASDAQ. And we're going to remove the Renko color in the back. Here we go. So this is what we have here so far. But like I said, for the indices, I wouldn't touch them until next year. But my analysis here since last week, well, for a couple of weeks, is that the market is too much bullish here to start to go along for months and months. So it needs to retrace, and it's starting to retrace, and it has to retrace before the end of the year because we're closing out the yearly candle. But that's exactly what it's doing right now. And we had some bad news here in regards to unemployment. No, good news on unemployment claim, but bad news on the other two news here events this morning. And I'm expecting to have other bad news here tomorrow. Um, so it should push the market down. All right. So if you have any questions, just put them in the chat. Like I said, the live here are made for you guys. So if you have any questions, just put them in the chat. So let's just going to look at what's going on here. So NASDAQ, you see NASDAQ is starting to reverse, going short. So if you're on that NASDAQ long, make sure to close out your trade to manage your trade here. But we are expecting to go short here shortly. Mm. All right. So everything is starting to go down here, especially on the indices. So you already have a NASDAQ saying that we're going to change colors here, starting to go short. Let's see, color change here. Sorry. Okay. All right. So we're still monitoring exactly the market to see exactly what it's doing. But as I was telling you guys, is that looking to go. My overall sentiment here is to go bearish here on the indices, and that was my sentiment here since the last basically 2-3 weeks. So remember, we're at the end of the year, so we should see a retracement in the market, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. So like I said, GDP was bullish all week, so had some good setups. If there's any other pair or indice you want me to look at, just let me know. Okay, so we said that we like to trade DAX during London next year, US and NASDAQ during New York session. Yeah, makes sense. Expecting bearish bias for the few months and target previous. Exactly. That's right. That's exactly what I was explaining, Leon. So if you look at, for example, US 30, there was the last swing was in October. I think it was the 23rd, the week of the 23rd of October, and then it shoot up. So I'm expecting to have a bearish movement here and to have that retested. So that will take a couple of months to do that, but that's exactly what I'm expecting. And the even DAX and Nasdaq should do the same. So we have a buy on Nasdaq again. All right. So let's look at the. We'll look at Nasdaq on the weekly, so I could show you exactly what I was saying. So week. I think I already added the line before. This is the start of the year, and as you can see, October. That was October 16th. October 23rd. Yeah, October 23rd. Then shoot up. So I'm expecting to have a retracement going down to that region. Okay, so that's Nasdaq. I'll put it back on the 15. And if we pull up DAX, so DAX German 30 on the weekly, 1 week. All right, put a vertical line at the start of the year. Boom. See, October 23rd did the same thing. Rally up. Now it's starting to do a down movement here. So if you're focusing on those three indices here, they will more or less trade in the same direction. Okay, so they're doing basically the same thing. If we're going back on the weekly chart, as you saw, it was doing the exact same thing. It started to do the exact same move at the same time. So more or less at the same time. So always analyze the higher time frame, and then you go on your lower time frame to take a position, because at the end you're here to scalp, right? So if you know that the market is bullish, you're not going to be taking sells, right? The reason why you have sells here is because the market is going needs to go up and down to do the move, right? It's not going to do a straight line going up or a straight line going down. It needs to do up, retracement, up, retracement, up, retracement, but it's still going to be a bullish movement. Same thing if it goes down, it has to do down, retracing up, down, retracing up, down, retracing up. You see? So, like here, it was bearish, right? But you still had bearish movement, retracement, bearish movement, retracement, bearish movement, retracement, right? Bullish movement, then another bearish movement, retracement. So those moves are put there in the market to trap people. So it's gonna hit your stop loss. You're gonna take out your position because you think it's gonna be going the opposite way, but it's going on the way that you said it's gonna go. So if you minimize those type of move, and you know exactly what the market is doing on the higher time frame, you know exactly what it's gonna do on the lower time frame. Very simple. But yeah, so Nasdaq, US 30, and DAX. That's the best three indices to look at if you're only focus on indices next week and next year. Sorry. So that's good. So DAX, you could trade DAX on London and New York. Sometimes you're gonna have some trade in New York, but for sure London is the best. Even the end of Asian. So like 2 hours before London Open, you're gonna have some move, and US 30 and Nasdaq for sure. New York session 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. This is where you're gonna get some good move, and sometime before, depending exactly if there's any news or not. So make sure to look at news for sure. Really important for the indices because it's gonna affect the market for sure. Like it affected the market today. So if you're focusing on only those three, your year will be good. So as long as you follow your trading plan in regards to the session that you need to trade, the setups that you need to take, and if you have access to the EMX AI, that as you do, Leon, it will follow the market. Okay. So if you are looking for a specific setup and it's doing the setup, you are good to go. So understood. Expecting higher time frame and exactly, yeah. So the same way as you look at the lower time frame for moves and setups, if you're trading fair value gaps or order blocks or breakers or anything like that, market flow, there's market flow on the higher time frame because the market is the market, right? So the market flows on any type of market, the time frame. So it could You could trade off of the 1 minute or the 30-second chart if you want to, but the market will do the same. So if it's bullish, you need to look at bullish movement here overall for the week, right? So you have to make sure that you follow the market on the higher time frame, and you will know exactly on the low time frame what you need to do. Great session. Thanks a lot for the support and viable trading. Yeah, no problem. No problem. No problem. And like I said, Leon, I know you had I think a few people that wanted to have access to the indicator. So let them know that starting next month, I will be opening up the doors for a few people. My goal is to have at least 10 to 20 people overall, and then I'll shut it down. And I'm always going to do some lives like that just to do some Q and A or anything like that. But for the people that has access to the indicator, I made me do like some London session with you guys and some Q and A or some training. So we'll see about that. But that will be the goal for next year. And we're gonna have some updates too in regards to the indicator. So stay tuned about that. So that'll be good for everyone. But I know that you're loving it so far. So keep it up. You're doing great, and make sure to follow the your trading plan and the way that you need to trade the indicator here to follow the sessions and everything like that. So and you're gonna be good to go. So right now, German, like the settings for German here is not the yeah, it's good. So London and New York open. So not New York closed, only New York open. So those are the setups here. And as I was telling you guys, is that since October. So if we go back on October, and that's only off of the 15, right? So October 23rd. So let's see here. 27, 23rd. So the week of the 23rd is here, right? Week of the 23rd. Then it started to consolidate, and basically starting on the 30th. Okay, week of the 30th. That's exactly what we saw on the weekly chart. Week of the 30th, only looking for bullish. So that means that all of the buys, you'll only be looking for buys only. You can even filter out your Renkos off of the weekly. So if you change this to the weekly, and you change your EMA time frame to the weekly, so those are really the best setups here off of the weekly. But see, starting on the 23rd of November, those were the best setups here. So if you tweak your your settings in regards to the higher time frame, you're able to get the best possible entries. So you have to think outside of the box, right? And let's put it back. You can still put it at 45 minutes here. That's the basic settings for your trading off of the weekly trend. Okay. So that will be in another session. So all right. All right. So let's so final round of questions. So if there's anything, let me know. If not, we're gonna close it out. I will be on tomorrow. Basically, that'll be the final trading day for the week, and then next week I won't be here on Christmas Day and Christmas, basically Boxing Day, the 26th. So 25, 26 will be off. So I'll be back on Wednesday next week. So we'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then for the first week of January, I'll be off. So I won't be on, and we'll reconvene here on the 8th of January. Okay. So I'm just letting you know in advance, but I'm going to reiterate that every day until next week. So tomorrow I will be on, and then the next session will be on Wednesday, the 27th till the 29th, and then off for a full week. All right. So is there any other questions, guys? Like I said, no other setups here. We had the, let me check. Yeah, other than NASDAQ buy, we didn't have any other setups. Euro GBP was a buy too. Was it a buy? Yeah, it was a buy. I'm just gonna change it back. Yeah, Euro GBP was a buy. So we had a buy set up here on Euro GBP. But other than that, no other setups came in. All right, perfect. So see you tomorrow, everyone. So we'll reconvene tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you on tomorrow. Peace.